Good morning, my name is Midshipman Fair. I'm from Tuskegee, Alabama, and I'm a physical education major.
Thank you so much, Fair, for taking time out of your morning to do this interview with us. The goal of these next interviews is to give information out to future midshipmen who look forward to joining the military or look forward to learning more about the midshipman perspective. Fair, can you start off with telling us what the Frederick C. Branch Scholarship is?
Yeah, the Frederick C. Branch Scholarship is a Marine Corps Leadership Scholarship, providing financial assistance to students entering or enrolled at historically black colleges or universities, so HBCUs.
Okay, so just for the record, the Frederick C. Branch Scholarship is for those who are looking to apply to historically black colleges and universities. Now, does this apply to PWIs, like major universities like University of Alabama, Texas A&M, or is this strictly HBCUs?
It's strictly HBCUs.
Awesome, thank you for the clarification. And moving forward, how did you hear about the scholarship?
I heard about the scholarship from my local recruiters. They were there with me through every interview, every questionnaire, through the whole process.
Great. And so for someone who doesn't have a recruiter per se helping them with the scholarship, what would you advise or suggest?
Just contact your local recruiter. Or if you're already enrolled at a university, just try to reach out to your local professors.
All right, thank you. And what are some of the requirements for the scholarship, considering it's a Marine Corps scholarship and they hold you guys to a much higher standard to the Navy versus the Army and other branches?
So the first requirement is you have to plan or already attend an HBCU. Additionally, you have to apply through a local recruiter or your naval science professor. You have to score a minimum of 74 on the ASVAB, 22 on the ACT, and 1,000 on the SAT. And you have to be willing to serve 4 years as a Marine Corps officer.
So that sounds like a lot off the bat for some of the requirements for the scholarship. How did you yourself prepare for the scholarship as a senior in high school? You know, considering there's graduation, there's jobs. I know you're a volunteer firefighter in your free time as a high school student. So how did you prepare?
I prepared for the scholarship by mentally, morally, and physically pushing myself each and every day, staying uncomfortable, whether it was keeping my head in the books or going out and running early in the morning.
So honestly, just perseverance is the biggest thing that you need when prepping for the scholarship. Moving on, how did you combat stress and getting overwhelmed? Now that you're a third class, you're in your second year at Tuskegee University, how do you deal with that?
I combat stress and getting overwhelmed by always planning a week in advance. So ensuring that my entire week is mapped out and all the preparations are made beforehand.
So planning is a huge factor in college, regardless of your rank, and despite whether being a Navy option or Marine option, just really big on planning and staying on top of your schedule. That's great advice. What do you do to maintain your physical health and fitness, considering every semester you either have a combat fitness test or a PFT cycle? What do you do for that?
I maintain physical fitness and health by understanding that consistency is key, whether it's a 30-minute run or a 2-hour workout. As long as you get after it each and every day, you should be fine.
Awesome. So the biggest thing is just staying on top of it and consistency, right? Because when we get to college, a lot of us forget, we have classes, tests, there's the calf pizza, a whole bunch of stress factors that add on to that. But as long as you stay consistent, you'll maintain pretty good physical health.
Correct.
So moving forward, what would you recommend for someone who's considering the scholarship but is having a hard time with the 3-mile run?
Well, if you're having a hard time with a 3-mile run, I recommend that you get out there and put in the work, honestly. So you have to start somewhere, whether it's a half mile or if you're already starting out at 4 miles. As long as you consistently work at going faster or going farther, you'll be fine. Just make sure you hydrate and properly eat.
So more or less, the biggest takeaway for the 3-mile run is to not get discouraged, because for most people, most college students, when looking at the 3-mile run, it sounds like a lot. But for someone like you who does fairly well on the 3-mile run, you recommend just staying on top of it, attacking it, and just swallowing the pill. That's great advice.
Yep.
All right, moving forward, what does being a Marine option mean to you?
That's a good one. Being a Marine option means that you are willing to challenge yourself for your brothers and sisters in arms, holding yourself accountable and giving 100% damn near every day. We wear a uniform with pride and intensity, staying uncomfortable and attacking every obstacle without hesitation.
All right, that is really deep, especially considering someone who's a sophomore, so you still have a little bit more time here, but to hear you be so passionate about it. That's amazing. We need more people, honestly, like that who are going to join the Marine Corps or even just the Army, Navy, any branch for that matter. So thank you for that. And how has TUNROTC been preparing you for OCS, considering you have Marine Month this summer, that's a part of your requirement for the scholarship, and you have OCS the following summer?
Correct. So TUNROTC has preparing me for OCS by PT, small unit leadership evaluations, leadership reaction courses, land navigation, practical applications, swim PTs, rucks, hikes, weapons handling, and so much more. Everything you do in the classroom, we will do in the field during a training exercise.
So would you say TUNROTC has done a successful job in preparing you for OCS? You don't feel underprepared or underwhelmed when you get there?
I feel that I'm definitely confident in my ability to perform well at OCS.
Awesome, that's amazing. I'm glad TUNROTC, although it is a smaller battalion than our sister unit, Auburn ROTC, has done a successful job in preparing you, considering the Marine platoon is only 4 or 5 Marine options. So that's incredibly small. Our resources are limited, but to see that you're putting in the work and the effects are coming out, that's amazing. In closing this interview, what is one piece of advice you wish to give future midshipmen watching?
So one piece of advice I wish to give future midshipmen is understand how you're feeling in the moment and get over it, honestly. Stay fluent and adaptive. Don't be ashamed of your accomplishments, and don't be afraid to be a tryhard. Don't be afraid to make mistakes and fail, because it's bound to happen.
Awesome. Thank you so much for this interview, Midshipman Third Class Fair. And if you guys have any more questions, I will drop his email down below and his phone number for those interested in the Marine Option Program or the Frederick C. Scholarship. And once again, thank you so much for your time.